What's going on, everybody? Happy St. Patrick's Day. We are already 1 week post-op of my now matching set of now repaired biceps. It's amazing. Last Tuesday, I popped off my right bicep, just in a total freak accident at a training course for acrobatics, and I've been thinking about it the last week or so. It's just been one of those things where I thought back to 16 months ago is when I did my left. And we were talking about usually when you do one, you tend to do the other one within the next 2 years. And 16 months later, I've done my right. And I'm can't believe it's already a week down already. I'm being a lot more proactive this time than I was in the last time. I was obviously very nervous. I hadn't had a surgery like this in my life, so I was very cautious, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing to be cautious and making sure you do the right things. But this time I'm being a lot more proactive and looking to, get on top of this sooner rather than later, working with the guys who have had these injuries before, like I did last time, and keeping on top of it. And again, such a freak accident to happen, but also a very timely reminder for me to probably slow down. I was doing a million things at once again, running the Apex Sports Festival, setting that all up, coaching full time, doing the acrobatics course, doing my own training, the world record attempt preps and stuff like that, working at the Fringe, doing stuff at RCC. I think I was doing sort of your 6 a.m. starts to 10 p.m. finishes most nights, and then expecting to get the recovery in as well. So, all these type of injuries happen when you're fatigued and tired. Like, this is one of those things where I speak to a lot of people when they just say all the injuries they've had, or severe ones, have been when they're overworked, tired, etc., etc. So it's one of those things where I guess for me now it's actually good. It gives me, my 8 to 10 weeks to rest and recover and build back up again. This is a good time for me to work on everything, lower body and legs, and build up this left side of my body that still has some fundamental weaknesses from the last surgery. But like I said, I still can't believe we're already 1 week down. For those who don't actually know how I did the injury, we were just basically warming up for some standing in hands, and we sort of lost a little contact when we were standing in hands, and unfortunately the flyer who was on top tipped off to the side, and of course, like any person, I went to try and catch her because I thought she was going to fall onto her side and hurt herself. Unfortunately, the weight had come straight down on top of my bicep and went pop. So, like I said, one of those total freak accidents that just happens. But like I said, with my fatigue levels being so high and everything being so unrested, injuries are just bound to happen. But also there's the other aspect of it. When you are training full time, performing full time, pushing yourself to the limit full time, I was chatting to Luke Reynolds about this last night. Injuries happen. If you are not willing to deal with injuries, don't do elite sport, don't do elite performance, don't do these types of things, because like I've said all along, if you have family life and all that type of stuff, and you need to do those things, that is the most important thing in the world to you. That's the things you need to focus on. Like anything, if performing and training and coaching or whatever is your forte, you go 100 miles an hour at that. But you've just always got to expect the issues that come with it. Look at any elite athlete. AFL players, every season they're going to get a shoulder or a knee. Most of these AFL guys, by the time they get to AFL or NRL or NFL or basketball, have had like a knee reco before they've even played a senior game. So I guess it comes with the avenue of when you do go down these avenues of elite sport or performance or anything physical based, that injuries will happen, and it's just something you have to deal with. It's a good challenge, mentally more than physically, to really see where you are as an athlete or where you are as a person. I was probably an extremely depressive person to be around the first 24 hours after the injury, to be expected after something like this, out of something so random. But as soon as I got in and had the surgery, it was more the thought process of what can I do over the next 8 to 12 weeks or however long this recovery is going to take, hopefully shorter rather than longer. What can I do to further myself on the other end? What can I do in this time period? work, coaching, making myself a better coach, which I believe this injury does. Luke Reynolds made a great call to me last night when we were on the phone. Injuries make you a better coach. Why do they make you a better coach? Because you can sympathize with athletes. You can understand what they're going through. His thought process was, if you haven't had an injury, you're not a full coach. And I tend to agree with that. If you haven't suffered the hardship of a severe injury, and I'm not calling these severe injuries, I'm calling them injuries, surgeries, but I was backbenching 200 within a year from doing this one. So my goal is to be backlifting those big numbers again within the year. To be honest, in my case, I want to be doing them within the 6-month period. But, it's one of those things where if you can understand what the athlete is going through mentally, because that is the biggest thing to come out of an injury, is the mental side of it. The physical side, we all go through training sessions where it hurts, knees hurt, back hurt, everything hurts. Like the pain side of it just comes with the territory, I guess. But the injury where you can't do what you've wanted to do or you've done your whole life, it is difficult. So, I guess take this as one of those videos of me obviously updating you on my injury. I'll be hopefully doing these weekly. But just more about thinking about what you do as an athlete, how you treat yourself when you do these type of injuries, being good to yourself, but also understanding the processes that you need to go through as you go along this long road. It's cliche as, it's not a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Cliche as it sounds, it's the truth. Before I did my first bicep, I was planning to go my whole career without surgery. That was my goal and mindset. And well, now I've had 2 in 2 years. So, that obviously went out the window, but that's just because as an athlete and as a person, as a performer, I push myself and we do things to not just here, but miles in the air. So, like I said, we'll keep doing updates on videos. We're 1 week in now at St. Patrick's Day, so everyone enjoy your day. More details to come. I might do a video with Luke over the next few weeks. Me and him have had some very good conversations about thought processes through injuries, because if people think I've had injuries, that bloke has had more injuries than I've had hot dinners. And he's had severe injuries, like proper severe injuries versus my small little ruptures. So I think some chats with him would be good to put up. And again, I appreciate all the love and messages and support everyone sent me too. It keeps me upbeat, and I will be back. This is just another challenge in the road. I plan to be squatting massively here at Powerhouse and at Built in the city with Tom Moore. It is going to be a big end of 2021. This is only just a little bit of rest time that I probably needed. Everyone, enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Have an absolute belter.